Genoa had always been a town of secrets, lies, and passion, but amidst the chaos, fleeting moments of romance could blossom. For Sharon, recently back from a harrowing ordeal, separating reality from the haze of emotions clouding her mind proved difficult. Vulnerable and raw, her heart was open in ways it hadn't been for years. When Cameron reappeared in her life, she didn't resist. It was late evening when Sharon and Cameron found themselves alone, the warm glow of the sunset casting a surreal light. Cameron sought her out, knowing this would be their final conversation before he left Genoa for good. "You don't belong here anymore, Cameron," Sharon whispered, her voice trembling. "You've been nothing but a ghost in this town, haunting me, haunting yourself." Cameron smiled faintly, his expression a mix of regret and longing. "That's why I have to go, Sharon. It's time for me to leave. Leave Genoa, leave this town, and leave your mind." His words hung in the air like a bittersweet melody. Tears welled in Sharon's eyes. Despite everything, Cameron had been there during her darkest hours when she felt abandoned. That counted for something, didn't it? "You didn't leave me when I was lost," Sharon said, her voice breaking. "When I thought I had no one, you stayed. I don't know if I can ever thank you enough for that." Cameron stepped closer, locking his gaze on hers. The world seemed to fade away. He gently brushed a tear from her cheek and softly said, "You don't need to thank me. Just promise me you'll be okay. Promise me you'll find yourself again." Without warning, Cameron leaned in and kissed her. It was gentle, filled with emotion. A goodbye and confession rolled into one. Sharon didn't pull away. For a moment, nothing else mattered. Not Nick, not her struggles, not the weight of the secret she carried. A hidden romance. The kiss lingered in Sharon's mind long after Cameron left. Standing alone, she lightly touched her lips, grappling with the reality of what had happened. It was beautiful, but it was also wrong. What would Nick think if he knew? Would he understand, or would he even care? Meanwhile, the Newman family spiraled deeper into crisis. Victor and Nikki had tasked Michael Baldwin, their trusted attorney, with a grim and unenviable task, disposing of Jordan's body. "Michael," Victor said, his tone commanding as ever, "this is about protecting the family. I need you to handle this quietly." But Michael refused. Years of Newman scandals had pushed him to his limit. "I'm an attorney, Victor, not a cleaner," Michael snapped. "You're asking me to tamper with evidence and risk my career. This is where I draw the line." Victor's eyes narrowed. "It's not a request," he growled. Nikki pleaded, "Michael, please. We're running out of options. If Chance finds that body, Claire will never see the light of day again." Michael shook his head, his frustration palpable. "You've dragged me into more chaos than I care to admit, but this is too far." With that, Michael walked out, leaving Victor and Nikki stunned and scrambling for a new solution. A family in crisis. Michael's refusal deepened cracks in the Newman family. Victor, unaccustomed to defiance, was furious. Nikki, overwhelmed by guilt, questioned how far they had gone to protect their family. Meanwhile, Sharon wrestled with her secret, a kiss that felt both like a betrayal and a lifeline. As Victor and Nikki sought a new way to hide their crimes, Chance's investigation into Jordan's death moved closer to the truth. The fallout. What comes next? As Sharon grappled with her emotions, Cameron's departure left her adrift. Nick, preoccupied with family issues, seemed distant, widening the gap between them. Michael's refusal to help put him at odds with Victor, a dangerous position. And the Newman family's efforts to maintain their empire only brought their secrets closer to the surface. In Genoa, nothing stays buried forever. The storm gathering over the Newman family threatens to engulf everyone, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating the next twist in this intricate web of secrets, lies, and passion. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, January 27 to February 7, reveal that Victor Newman will bend the truth as he tells Chance Chancellor what happened to Jordan. The week of January 27 to 31 will bring a risky Newman cover-up. Victor won't mention anything about Claire Newman's trap or the fact that she dumped sleeping pills in the tea Jordan drank. Since Jordan chose to poison herself in the end, Victor will pretend she supplied her own vial containing a lethal substance. Although Victor will claim the cops confiscated that vial, Chance may soon find that it's not in evidence. The toxicology report could also raise red flags if the findings are consistent with a sleeping pill overdose and not some harsh poison that Jordan would normally use. Regardless, there are certainly ways for the Newmans to get tripped up. I and our fans can expect Chance to make some eye-opening discoveries related to this case, so stay tuned for updates on what he figures out. Over with Sharon Newman, she'll share a final goodbye with a Cameron-Kirsten hallucination before Mariah Copeland delivers the news of Tessa Porter and Area Porter Copeland's disappearance. That'll inevitably bring speculation about Ian kidnapping Area and Tessa as a twisted way to make Mariah pay for her lack of cooperation. Ian might also hope to use Tessa and Area as his insurance policy in case he's backed into a corner. While Maria goes into panic mode, Michael Baldwin will accept an assignment that'll put his life on the line. Victor will have some instructions for Michael to follow as he paves the way for a major Ian Ward face-off. Ian will indeed arrive at the ranch with a gun, so there'll be a huge confrontation that involves multiple Newman family members. Victor will resolve to do whatever it takes to stop Ian, who seems poised to get shot during all the chaos. We know Ian will end up all bloody due to a photo that leaked from the Y&R set. Could the gun simply go off in a struggle, or will Victor actually fire at Ian instead? Regardless, an EMT will be called to the scene, but there's no guarantee Ian will survive. Maria's world will get turned upside down all over again later, so she may fear the worst if Ian dies, before revealing hostage Tessa and Area's location. After all the Ian pandemonium plays out, Daniel Ramaladiger will find out the whole ugly story behind Heather Stevens' demise. It could leave Daniel frustrated over not being able to confront Ian if he's deceased along with Jordan by then. Over with Kyle Abbott, he'll sense that Claire is keeping secrets from him. Kyle will give Claire a nudge to confess what she's hiding, so Claire may spill how she schemed to eliminate Jordan at the tack house. Next, Chelsea Lawson will take a leap with Adam Newman, so it sounds like she'll officially move her stuff in the old ranch house. Although Chelsea may reiterate that she's doing this for Connor Newman, we all know there's more to it than that. Chelsea and Adam will inevitably keep inching toward a romantic reunion, especially now that they'll be spending more time together under the same roof. During the week of February 3 to 7, the Tessa and Area kidnapping chaos will hopefully reach its conclusion. Will there be some clue that brings a joint rescue and a family reunion for Mariah? As for Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra, they have a Paris trip coming up in the not-too-distant future. Sally and Billy might make some romantic plans ahead of their upcoming flight. Meanwhile, Nate Hastings will meet with Damian to come clean about the half-brother situation. When Amy Lewis makes her presence known, she could be in for a shock. Will Amy realize this isn't her son at all and accuse Damian of being an imposter? It could bring questions about why this man has taken over Damian's life, if that's indeed what's happening here. There could be an extra twist if Audra Charles recognizes Damian as someone from her past. Whether he's an ex, a family member, or a former scheming partner, there's probably some link between Audra and Damian. Bottom line, things aren't what they appear to be in this Damian storyline, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the twists and turns. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some Genoa City surprises are still to come, so stay tuned for all the action. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 27 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect Victor Newman to cover up a murder to protect his family. However, Chance Chancellor discovers the truth. Meanwhile, Tessa Porter and Area Porter Copeland go missing. There is also a scene of Ian Ward waving a gun around like a delusional maniac. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Monday, January 27, Victor Newman's cover-up. Y&R spoilers for Monday, January 27, reveal that Victor will begin to work on covering up Claire Grace Newman killing Jordan. Over at the cottage, Maria learns that Tessa and Aria have gone missing. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman reflects on her past mistakes. Y&R spoilers, Tuesday, January 28. On Tuesday, January 28, Victor puts Ian in the hot seat. Meanwhile, Michael Baldwin takes on a dangerous assignment. Tuesday's episode will also feature Sally Spectra working her magic to impress Billy Abbott. Oh, Sally, don't waste your magic on him. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Wednesday, January 29, Ian Ward's shooting. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, January 29, reveal that Victor vows to stop Ian at all costs. This leads to a shocking turn of events. In a behind-the-scenes photo, Braden has his arms around Wise's shoulders. Wise has a big blood stain on the front of his shirt. Then, a weekly preview clip shows Ian waving around a gun at the Newman residence. So, it seems that someone manages to get the gun away from Ian, or does he shoot himself? Y&R spoilers, Thursday, January 30. On Thursday, January 30, the Newman family recovers from a volatile situation. Chance uncovers the truth. Plus, Maria's world is rocked. Victor might have thought that Jordan couldn't offer anything, but with both her and Ian dead, will Tessa and Aria ever be found again? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Friday, January 31. Chelsea Lawson's risk. On Friday, January 31, Chelsea Lasso takes a risk with Adam Newman. Daniel Romalotti learns the truth about Heather Stevens' death. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott pushes Claire to confess. Claire clearly was trying to earn redemption and protect her family from Jordan. However, if Kyle learns the details, could he look at Claire completely differently? Could this negatively affect Kyle and Claire's blossoming romance? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 27, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, January 27, reveals that Nate Hastings will have some big news for Amy Lewis as Nate, Amy, and Audra Charles talk at Nate's apartment. They'll discuss the latest Damian developments. Once Nate admits Damian owns the parent company behind the businesses he works for, Amy will be blown away. It won't make sense considering Damian was previously begging for money and struggling to find his way. Nate will also mention that Damian is coming to meet with him in Genoa City tomorrow. It's not like Damian really needs this winter's job since he's such a business power player. So Amy will think maybe he's got a hunch that something's off. Nate will want to confess everything to Damian, so he'll urge Amy to meet with her son as well. With Nate and Audra's encouragement, Amy will agree to move ahead with the family reunion. At Sharon Newman's house, she'll deal with some guilt since she framed Daniel Romalotti Jr. when he was grieving. Nick Newman will cut Sharon a break and assure her that she's going to get through all this. However, Sharon will hallucinate Cameron Kirsten again before the PCP is fully out of her system. Cameron will push Sharon to forgive herself before he bids her a final farewell and kisses her on the cheek. Once Mariah Copeland shows up on Monday's I&R episode, she'll give Sharon some horrifying updates since Tessa Porter and Area Porter Copeland will be missing. Up at the main house, Victor Newman will lash out at Claire Newman, Nikki Newman and Victoria Newman for trying to handle Jordan without his knowledge. Claire will explain it was her idea and try to get Victor to go easy on Victoria as well as Nikki, but they'll insist they were indeed part of the plot. Victor won't think Claire really thought this through and will wonder what she was going to do with the body, but Claire never got that far. After all Victor's grumbling, he'll make it clear that the Jordan drama isn't over since the cops will be grilling them. Chance Chancellor will indeed show up to ask what the hell happened, since he found out about Jordan's fatal outcome. Victor will help the others sell the story of Jordan going to the tack house to White Victoria and Claire off the map. Once it all went wrong, and Jordan realized she'd be arrested again, Victor will suggest that's when she whipped out her own poison vial and gulped it down. Chance will wonder where the vial is now, so Victor will say the police confiscated it. There'll also be some talk about Jordan's body being transported to the morgue. At the tack house, Chance will take a look around and ask Victor some follow-up questions about what played out. Victor will reflect on Jordan's confession about her alliance with Ian and her claim that he was behind Heather Stevens' demise. Since Victor will want to end this Ian nightmare, he'll think they should let the news of Jordan's demise leak and hope it lures Ian out, though Chance won't agree. Nick will speak with Chance as well and worry about Ian's obsession with Mariah. Once Nick makes a prediction about the threat to Mariah, Tessa, and Aria, he'll want to protect them. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Ian will make more waves in GC before his stint winds down, so stay tuned. Sharon Newman has endured a harrowing ordeal that saw her battling PCP-induced hallucinations and fighting for her life in the sewers of Genoa City. Through it all, one person has remained her steadfast protector, her ex-husband Nick Newman. Their connection, which has spanned decades, may finally reignite into the passionate love story fans have been craving. During her darkest moments trapped underground, Sharon found strength in visions of Nick, who appeared as her guardian angel. But these weren't just drug-induced hallucinations. They represented the deep bond these soulmates have shared since their teenage years. Even through marriages to others and countless setbacks, their connection has never truly died. The aftermath brings new possibilities. Now that Sharon has escaped her underground prison, she faces the challenge of putting her life back together, but she won't have to do it alone. Nick has proven once again that he'll move heaven and earth to protect her, just as he did when they were young parents grieving the loss of their beloved daughter, Cassie. A love story written in the stars. Recent events have shown that Nick and Sharon's chemistry remains as explosive as ever. Their shared history as parents to Faith and Noah, their ability to support each other through life's darkest moments, and their undeniable attraction all point to an inevitable reunion. After watching Sharon suffer through failed relationships and personal struggles, fans are ready to see her find lasting happiness with her first true love. What comes next? As Sharon recovers from her trauma, will Nick finally acknowledge that his feelings go far beyond friendship? Could this be the moment when these star-crossed lovers finally find their way back to each other for good? After everything Sharon has endured, a passionate reunion with Nick would be the perfect way to begin her healing journey. Stay tuned as this epic love story continues to unfold on The Young and the Restless. Will Nick and Sharon finally get their happily ever after? Only time will tell, but their decades-long connection suggests that true love never dies. It just waits for the perfect moment to bloom again. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that some big stories are winding down, so the show's going to need some new ones to take their place. What happens now that all the Jordan and Ian Ward mayhem is wrapping up? I&R may want to introduce some new threats and bring some different paths to danger in Genoa City. That brings us to a potential storyline that could affect Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott's deepening romance. Billy recently decided he was done fixating on Chancellor and his revenge on Victor Newman. Now that Billy is ready to embrace the future, maybe this could be the perfect time for Sally's past to come back to haunt her. It'd create some drama if a threat from Sally's history suddenly emerged and tried to drag her down. There might even be the potential for a crossover with The Bold and the Beautiful if the threat relates to Sally's time in Los Angeles. Perhaps Sally could have a mysterious stalker that keeps fans guessing on who's following her and why. It could turn out to be an obsessed fashion fan going back to Sally's days at Spectra Fashions, or maybe it could be someone she mistreated in her bad girl era. Then again, this might be a great opportunity to have Sally's estranged mother re-enter her life. We know Sally's mom did some time behind bars, but she might come back in the picture and shake things up for her daughter. Maybe Sally could end up with doubts about whether her mother truly wants to reconnect or if this is some sort of scam for money. Sally might worry that her mom's going to blow up her romance with Billy, and she indeed could if she decides to steal Billy for herself. Whatever the case, we wouldn't mind a stalker story for Sally, since it could open the door to plenty of exciting options. We'll bring you more predictions on what's ahead for Sally and how it'll affect her relationship with Billy. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally and Billy's romance will come with some shockers, so stay tuned for updates on any huge news ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that couples come and couples go in Genoa City, but the drama remains. When it comes to soaps, it's important to build pairings that can drive storylines and keep characters in the action. Unfortunately, not every couple is accomplishing that on canvas. There are some romances that are holding certain characters back from better stories and new directions. With all that in mind, let's talk about 3 breakups that need to happen ASAP. Here are our picks to help with a romantic overhaul in GC. We get that Victoria Newman has had a string of terrible luck in her love life. That might be part of why Y and R's so insistent on sticking Victoria with safe, boring Cole Howard. Unfortunately, that makes Victoria safe and boring too, which just isn't who she used to be as a character. All of Victoria's old-facedness is gone, but maybe it could return if she splits from Cole and starts dating a new bad boy. 2. Summer and Chance. Summer Newman may have crushed hard on Chance Chancellor in the beginning, but it seems like he was always just a Kyle Abbott rebound. Chance and Summer were finally able to get past all the Daniel Romalotti Gervais drama, but it doesn't feel like Summer's heart is in this romance at all. There's no point in stringing poor Chance along and letting him think he has a real future with Summer. It's obvious Summer isn't really that into Chance, so splitting up is best for both of them. Based on our predictions and other Y and R spoilers, it indeed looks like Chance and Summer are headed for a breakup soon. 3. Devin and Abby. This might be a controversial option since it hasn't been that long since Devin Winters and Abby Winters got married. However, Melissa Ordway is no longer on contract as Abby, so maybe Y and R should free Devin up for another romance. It'd be great if the show could bring Hillary Curtis back from the grave, since she was arguably Devin's true love. That said, watching Devin fall for someone new might be fun as well. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some romantic splits could lead to some story shockers and shakeups, so stick with us for updates on any major news to come. We'll have other hot Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates to read up on, so stop by often. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that couples come and couples go in Genoa City, but the drama remains. When it comes to soaps, it's important to build pairings that can drive storylines and keep characters in the action. Unfortunately, not every couple is accomplishing that on canvas. There are some romances that are holding certain characters back from better stories and new directions. With all that in mind, let's talk about 3 breakups that need to happen ASAP. Here are our picks to help with a romantic overhaul in GC. We get that Victoria Newman has had a string of terrible luck in her love life. That might be part of why Y and R's so insistent on sticking Victoria with safe, boring Cole Howard. Unfortunately, that makes Victoria safe and boring too, which just isn't who she used to be as a character. All of Victoria's old-facedness is gone, but maybe it could return if she splits from Cole and starts dating a new bad boy. 2. Summer and Chance. Summer Newman may have crushed hard on Chance Chancellor in the beginning, but it seems like he was always just a Kyle Abbott rebound. Chance and Summer were finally able to get past all the Daniel Romalotti Jr. arrest drama, but it doesn't feel like Summer's heart is in this romance at all. There's no point in stringing poor Chance along and letting him think he has a real future with Summer. It's obvious Summer isn't really that into Chance, so splitting up is best for both of them. Based on our predictions and other Y and R spoilers, it indeed looks like Chance and Summer are headed for a breakup soon. 3. Devin and Abby. This might be a controversial option since it hasn't been that long since Devin Winters and Abby Winters got married. However, Melissa Ordway is no longer on contract as Abby, so maybe Y and R should free Devin up for another romance. It'd be great if the show could bring Hillary Curtis back from the grave, since she was arguably Devin's true love. That said, watching Devin fall for someone new might be fun as well. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some romantic splits could lead to some story shockers and shakeups, so stick with us for updates on any major news to come. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that February is only weeks away, and as a sweeps month, fans should brace themselves for major drama, secrets to surface, and couples to unexpectedly hook up. So which duos will be hitting the sheets and shocking fans in the process? Here are 3 possibilities. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Unexpected hookup number 1. Daniel Romalotti and Tessa Porter. My and our spoilers reveal that there is slight trouble in paradise, where Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter are concerned. Tessa is seeing a new side of Mariah since Ian Ward, Ray Wise, returned to town, and Tessa's gentle approach to Ian is certainly rubbing Mariah the wrong way. Could the two experience some conflict in the days and weeks ahead? Interestingly enough, Tessa and Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, have been in each other's orbits more, as of late. Could Tessa end up having a major blowout fight with Mariah in February? Could Daniel find a distraught Tessa and offer a shoulder for her to cry on? Could emotions run high? Could these two hook up unexpectedly, considering the roller coaster of a ride they've both been on in recent months? My and our spoilers. Unexpected hookup number 2, Nick Newman and Sharon Newman. My and our spoilers hint that Chic fans may not feel this as totally unexpected, considering what's gone down in recent months. While Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, believed she had murdered Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom, in cold blood back in September, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, stood by his ex-wife and actively worked to help clear her name. From testing her meds to being by her side during hypnosis, Nick was once again Sharon's pillar of strength during this entire ordeal, and it looks like he'll be the one to save her from her sewage nightmare. It's not that their February hookup will be a shocker, so much as it'll likely erupt completely from out of the blue. My and our spoilers. Unexpected hookup 3, Summer Newman and Kyle Abbott. Y and our spoilers suggest that Summer Newman plans to throw a wrench in the romance between Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman, and the best way to do this is to seduce her ex and hit the sheets with him. While Summer is currently with Chance Chancellor, this doesn't mean that Harrison Abbott's parents may not get caught up in a moment and hit the sheets this February sweeps. Could the two have too much to drink one night after spending time with their son, and after he goes to bed? Could something happen to Harrison that has the parents worried, so much so that they seek solace in each other's arms? Regardless of how it happens, a Spile steam sesh could definitely be in the works for February sweeps. What unexpected hookups would you like to see in Genoa City during February sweeps? Comment below. Catch the CBS Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit this site, often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. Young and the Restless spoilers imply that the week of January 27 to 31 will bring some explosive moments. The soap's preview video just dropped, and it looks as if Tessa Porter and Aria Copeland Porter will go missing, and Ian Ward is likely behind this all. Fans have seen some disagreements between Tessa and Mariah Copeland as of late. So will Tessa and Aria's kidnapping bond this Genoa City super couple or tear them apart? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Tessa Porter defended Ian Ward. Lie and R spoilers remind fans that Ian went to visit Tessa at Society during the Thursday, January 23 show. When Mariah saw the cult leader talking to her wife, she completely lost it on him and forced Ian to leave the restaurant. That's when Tessa and Mariah had a heart-to-heart. Tessa gently suggested to Mariah that perhaps she should give Ian a chance and forgive him for his past actions. After all, both of them also had a shady past that was forgiven by loved ones. However, Mariah tried to explain to Tessa that both of them were very different people from Ian. Lie and R spoilers. Tessa Porter's trust of Ian Ward opens the door to the kidnapping. Meanwhile, Mariah was completely blown away during the Friday, January 24 show when she found Sharon Newman at the park. Once she got her home to the cottage, Nick Newman revealed that Ian and Jordan were behind targeting Sharon and the ones who killed Heather Stevens. Mariah was completely caught off guard that she was the reason Ian went to extreme lengths. Still, once she realizes Tessa and Aria are gone, her entire world will flip upside down. Tessa and Aria will likely be saved, and Ian will go down, but what happens in the aftermath of all this? Will Tariah bond over this entire tragedy, or will Mariah resent the fact that Tessa didn't trust her instincts? After all, could Tessa's trust in Ian be the reason she and Aria get kidnapped in the first place? What if something happens to Aria in the mix of all this? Just placing Aria in danger because of Ian may have Mariah fuming mad. Can the ladies get over this hurdle, or will Ian be the very thing that eventually tears them apart? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Colleen Zink has wrapped her run as Jordan on the CBS soap. But is she really gone for good? Jordan herself pointed out that she's like a cat who has 9 lives and hinted about having a few more left. Perhaps that was a clue about Jordan making a return from the graves somewhere down the line. Although Jordan seemingly took her last breath after ingesting tea containing a bottle of sleeping pills, maybe the Newmans were a little too quick to declare her dead. Colleen Zink's last airdate was Friday, January 24, which is interesting since there will be some talk about her body being transported to the morgue on Monday, January 27. The show might have wanted to leave some wiggle room for what might happen off-screen. Jordan is a crafty character who has recruited accomplices in the past, so she could have found an ally or two to help her. If Jordan had a fate pulse after all and was revived by someone shady, perhaps she could ultimately vanish from the morgue. Then again, Y and R could always dip into even soapier territory and reveal that someone injected Jordan with a back-from-the-dead serum like Dr. Wilhelm Rolf uses on Days of Our Lives. The point is that soaps aren't always super realistic in cases like this. Diane Jenkins Abbott was killed off in a whodunit, but now she's living her best life with Jack Abbott at the Abbott Mansion. If the show ever wants to bring Jordan back, they could certainly still do it by revealing that she somehow survived, disappeared from the morgue, and escaped to plot her revenge. Jordan spent decades plotting payback on the Newmans the first time around, so she may decide she has to be patient and figure out a foolproof strategy to take them down permanently. Until then, Jordan could lick her wounds out of town somewhere and let the Newmans believe she's made a forever exit. They might stay in the dark on Jordan's morgue vanishing act, at least for now. A story like this would open the door to Jordan's return and set the stage for her to truly catch the Newman family off guard sooner or later. Colleen Zink has been reposting fan suggestions about how to bring Jordan back on social media. It sounds like Zink would be willing to miraculously breathe new life into Jordan down the road, so it's an option to keep in mind. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some curveballs are always a possibility in Genoa City, so stick with us for more story predictions and updates on any wild news to come. The latest spoiler alerts are flashing red. Claire is about to spill the beans to Victoria and Nikki about Jordan's recent escape. This is where the real drama kicks in. When Jordan discovers Claire's betrayal, things are about to take a dark and dangerous turn. Advertisement. Jordan, fueled by her insatiable thirst for revenge, will stop at nothing to make Claire pay for crossing her. It's a classic case of hell hath no fury like a villain scorned. This sets the stage for what we can only assume will be some seriously nail-biting moments. Is Claire going to be able to outwit Jordan once again? Or will her complicated past, and Jordan's wrath, finally catch up to her? It's the kind of question that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. The writers are clearly pulling out all the stops to make this storyline a real edge-of-your-seat experience. Now for some good news amid all this chaos. Haley Aaron, the actress who brings the complexity and charm to the role of Claire, is not going anywhere. She has signed a multi-year contract, ensuring that Claire will remain a central figure on the show. The highly anticipated storyline continues, weaving drama, suspense, and deception into a compelling tale of secrets and consequences. The secret beneath Newman's walls. Jordan's disappearance had thrown Genoa into chaos, but the Newman family was determined to keep it buried. Their facade of innocence was flawless, at least on the surface. They spoke in calm voices, evading questions with practiced ease. To the outside world, they had nothing to hide, but the truth was darker, hidden beneath layers of deception, lies, and long-buried bodies. Chance had heard the whispers, the rumors and stories that didn't make sense. His instincts told him something wasn't right. He knew Jordan hadn't just vanished. Something was off, and he suspected the Newman family had more to do with it than they let on. When Chance confronted Victor directly, the patriarch's response was chillingly firm. "We don't know where Jordan is. It's out of our hands now." But Victor's eyes betrayed a flicker of guilt. They lied. They all lied. Sharon's internal struggle. Sharon hesitated. The words burned at the tip of her tongue. She knew the weight of the lies she had been forced to carry. Jordan's death wasn't an accident. It was the result of betrayal, deceit, and manipulation. While Sharon wanted to reveal the truth, she understood that doing so would shatter everything, not just for the Newmans, but for everyone involved. What if it's the only way to stop all of this? Sharon's voice was barely a whisper. Nick's eyes darkened. "The truth doesn't set you free here, Sharon. It destroys you. It's better to keep quiet." And so Sharon remained silent, trapped by the family she had always tried to protect. But the weight of her silence was starting to crush her, one secret at a time. The grave behind Newman Manor. While the family fought to maintain control over the narrative, the truth lurked beneath their feet. Behind Newman Manor, in the secluded, eerily quiet garden, lay a grave, or rather, graves. Jordan's body, the victim of a toxic concoction provided by Claire, was buried there alongside others. This hidden cemetery was a grim reminder of the family's darkest secrets. For years, the Newman family had maintained their empire at any cost, even if it meant burying their secrets, quite literally. The bodies were not just remnants of their enemies, but the results of decades of ambition, manipulation, and a ruthless obsession with power. Chance and Michael's investigation. Chance and Michael, longtime allies, were determined to uncover the truth, no matter the consequences. The Newmans might have thought they were untouchable, but Chance's detective instincts told him otherwise. The discovery of Jordan's body was only the beginning. As they dug deeper, they unearthed more bodies, some fresh, others old, each one adding to the sinister history of the Newmans. Chance uncovered a small, overlooked detail, a clue that could crack the case wide open. With Michael's help, they began piecing together the Newmans' history of deception, manipulation, and cover-ups. They knew they had to act swiftly before the family erased all traces of their crimes. Claire's arrest and the fallout. Claire Newman's arrest sent shockwaves through Genoa. Accused of Jordan's murder, Claire was blindsided when Chance arrived at her door with damning evidence. A vial of poison matching the substance in Jordan's system, incriminating text messages, and eyewitness accounts. The arrest ignited chaos within the Newman family. Victor and Victoria launched into damage control, presenting a united front to the media. Claire is innocent, Victoria declared firmly. We will prove it and ensure justice prevails. Ian Ward's sinister role. Unbeknownst to the Newmans, Ian Ward had been pulling strings from the shadows. His anonymous tip to Chance, detailing the grave's location and Claire's supposed involvement, was calculated to wreak havoc. Ian thrived on chaos and saw the Newman family's downfall as his ultimate prize. What comes next? As Chance and Michael continue their investigation, the Newman family faces a reckoning. Sharon's silence, Nick's calculated denial, and Victor's determination to protect his legacy all come under scrutiny. Will the truth destroy the family, or can they weather this storm? With Young and Restless wrapping up Jordan and Ian's storylines, it's going to be slim pickings for February sweeps. Perhaps Nate's brother will bring the big drama. As we wait to see what develops, here's a look at what's happened and what's coming up. Drowning. Well, it was a bit of a twist that Billy decided to abandon his fight against Victor. I honestly didn't know whether to feel relieved or disappointed, given that it might have provided some sorely needed drama had he teamed with Phyllis and actually been successful. Bottom line, there's no denying the character's grievances have become repetitive and played out. Billy was, in fact, drowning, so that was an apt word to use in his dialogue. That said, Billy hasn't completely let go of his man Payne. He still has issues with Jill. Whether we'll see those difficulties addressed on-screen or not remains to be seen. As for his future with Sally, we are still expecting the promised/threatened love triangle. Jordan's reign of terror came to a curiously anticlimactic end as the Newmans gathered in the tack house to watch her succumb to the effects of a teacup full of sleeping pills. The acting in these scenes was top drawer, however. The scenario itself was a little disappointing as this supposed mastermind lamely walked into an obvious trap and then just gave up. If nothing else, one expects evildoers to go out in spectacular soapy fashion. Heck, Jordan's death didn't even qualify as a shocking episode ender. Instead, it happened mid-show, and we moseyed right on to the reveal of Billy's new interior design. Vote on Jordan's death here. Thankfully, the madwoman was able to provide us with some drama along the way. Colleen Zink will be missed on the soap. Such a treat to have her on. It makes you wish they'd found a way to keep her. Wait, perhaps they did. Claire having dosed Jordan so she could play dead and then escape later certainly would be dramatic. Regardless, here's hoping this experience will leave Claire forever changed. The Pollyanna bit was unbelievable enough before this, and it certainly won't fly now. There's an opportunity here to cause conflict between Claire and Kyle as well, but I have a feeling we won't get it. She'll tell him a sanitized version of events, and he'll kiss her on the forehead. Out of the sewer. Sharon's portion of the storyline also fell flat. We like to see our heroines carried out of the sewer by a knight in shining armor, thank you. Even though Nick never made it in time, he received credit nonetheless, as Sharon told him he appeared to her in her time of need and urged her to fight. It definitely was Nick, not the PCP. Anyway, it was a bit of a letdown for the beleaguered Sharon to have to drag herself up out of the underground. They could have at least let her run straight into Ian Ward when she got above ground, rather than oh so conveniently meet up with her own daughter and go home. These writers shun so many opportunities for drama. Jordan's death was a fizzle, but we still have Ian Ward, who may be about to bite off more than he can chew. Thanks to the weekly preview, we know he's disappeared Tessa and Aria, which is going to morph Maria's teary guilt feelings into rage, or so we hope. Meanwhile, we've been teased with Ian pulling a gun on the great Victor Newman and co. at the ranch, which doesn't bode well for the villain's future. The only question remaining, really, is whether he'll be sent back to prison or meet an end similar to his former partner in crime. It would be a choice to kill off two perfectly good villains in one storyline, so there's a chance Ward may live to see another day. We shall see.